Guys,
all right,
we are live. Finally,
we are live and late, but we are here.
So sorry for being so late. That was my fault.
Whatever, there's bad traffic, things happen. Thank you all for coming on and joining us. We want to start off this segment by saying Happy Holi to everybody. Yay! For those of you who are Indian and are celebrating, we hope you have a fantastic Holi. We hope your lives are filled with lots of color and happiness, and you are blessed with everything that you want in your life. So a very, very happy Holi to you all. Today's segment is all going to be about a positive body image, and we have a couple points that we'd like to discuss with you guys, give you some tips and tricks, and also tell you a little bit about our personal journey. So we're going to start off, Christina, we're going to give you our personal stories too. And the first thing we're going to talk about today is nutrition.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I love nutrition.
Yeah. and we love food.
Yeah, like we love food. I swear, I work out to eat. That's like the only reason why I work out. And just jumping into nutrition, so I'll tell you guys. So the reason why I was late was because I came from SoulCycle, but they have a new Soul Activate class, which is basically 60 minutes of high intensity, like core training. So it was really good. Like it was a good workout, but it pushed me so hard, and it made me realize that my nutrition is probably not even where it needs to be.
No.
Because when I'm at my absolute most fit, it's because I have a good solid workout routine as well as a solid nutrition plan.
Also, sometimes when you work out so much, people tend to undereat.
Yes.
That's a huge problem. Just because you're working out, yes, you have to control calories and what goes in and what goes out and all that. But you can undereat. And people are so scared of putting food in their mouth once they're working out, or they go on this diet per se, or this lifestyle change, that they don't have their nutrition down. And honestly, we have to preface this by saying we're not nutritionists. We don't have degrees in this. We're not doctors. All of our advice is literally from personal experience. So we both have gotten tons of questions about how we have changed our lifestyle and have gotten to where we've come. Mm-hmm. So we are giving you everything from a personal perspective. So, we're putting that out there up front. So if you guys have any medical issues or anything like that, please talk to your doctors first before you follow any of our advice. But we're going to give you what we did. Again, so I know, at least for myself, the way this worked out was I'm just going to put it out there. I've lost 65 pounds. Yay! Like, somebody clap. I hope you guys are clapping over there. It was such a thank you.
That is an amazing accomplishment.
It was a huge feat for me.
An amazing accomplishment.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I got you, girl.
But what I did was I started my journey in November of 2016, and I'm going to give you just a minute background as to why. I was heavy in all of my 20s. And when I say heavy, I don't mean kind of chunky. Like, I was like a roly-poly big girl, okay? And I always got these compliments. Like I've always been into like hair and makeup, so I've always been able to look presentable when I go out. But I was never comfortable in anything I wore, whether that was an Indian outfit or whether it was an American outfit. And I used to get these really backhanded compliments like, you're so pretty, only if you would lose some weight. Could you imagine being at a party and someone like starting you off that way, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, and you just feel like crap.
Yeah.
But you can't really let that show up on your face. And I have other things in my life that keep me very confident. So I don't want to say that it was like it killed me or anything, but it was my one downer in life. So I spent all my 20s being heavy. And I remember when I turned 30, which is now 6 years ago, I said, I'm not going to let my 30s go by like this at all. I'm going to get fit and I'm going to do this. Marriage happened, kids happened. I'm in Cosmo School, which, by the way, guys, I just realized this on my way here. Exactly 1 year ago today, I passed my licensing exam to be a cosmetologist.
Yes,
exactly 1 year ago. Isn't that great? I'm so excited. So much has happened in 1 year.
Awesome.
Yes, so
oh my God. Yeah, you've done so much
1
in the
year.
last
Just
year.
1 year. Yes.
Oh my God. That's so amazing.
Thank you. So on that note, I was 34 years old. This is November 2016. And I said, I'm about to graduate Cosmo School in a couple months. My kids just turned 1. I'm going to take this massive trip to India, and crap, I'm going to be 35 and I still have not taken care of myself. And that was my switch when I said, that's it. Half my 30s are gone. And I said I wouldn't let myself do this in the 30s, and I did. So I spent from November 1st to January 1st, 2 months of my life, just figuring out how to eat. That's it. I literally was just like, I can't work out and eat right and go to Cosmo School 12 hours a day and take care of, I just couldn't do it all. So I knew if I could just adjust one thing in my life, I'd be okay. So I started eating right. And I'll give you guys a quick meal plan, and I'll let Christina talk about hers then. I would wake up in the morning and I would do basically like oatmeal, or I switched my coffee from like milk coffee to just like literally instant coffee and water with a little bit of creamer. That's my fault, guys. Everybody has something. I can't give up my creamer. I didn't. I kept it going. I would move on to, so breakfast is like oats, or it would be like a 2-egg omelet. And I never took out the yolk. I had the proper 2 eggs. I'd put veggies in it. I'd cook it in like avocado spray. I would have like a handful of almonds for a snack with water. I drank a gallon of water a day. That was my thing. It was a gallon of water a day. It's money, guys. That's how you fix yourself internally. It's how your skin glows.
Water is key. I mean, if you don't want to change your nutrition plan, then I mean,
at least
the water. Drink lots of water. And I'll talk about water too. Yes. I mean, it's like, it's been so important for me to have water every day.
Yeah, and I think you have to stay constant with that. You have to stay very consistent with it. They say 8 ounces of water per... So no, this is 8 ounce. They say actually, what is it?
It's 8-ounce glasses
of water,
a day.
Or whatever you weigh. Let's say you weigh 150 pounds, 150 ounces of water a day. Mm-hmm. So that's another way to look at it. That's an easy way to remember.
Yeah.
So then I move on to like a handful of nuts for a snack. My lunch would always be some sort of lean meat, like 4 ounces of lean meat, chicken or turkey or something, with a heap load of veggies and a quarter cup of some sort of carb that was like brown rice or quinoa or whatever it used to be. Mm-hmm. My midday snack after that would be like a protein bar. I love these Quest protein bars, which I'll tell you guys about. I'll link them for you as well. They're really, the great thing about them is they're the lowest in sugar, I think, is what's awesome.
Yeah.
But they're high carb, and don't be afraid of that, because you just have to get used to eating right. Mm-hmm. Then I would move on to dinner, and we're Indian, and it was hard for me to give up my Indian food. And I think the biggest advice I give to anyone out there is, whatever you grew up eating, per your culture, per your style, you're never going to be able to just let it go. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to keep that a part of your life, because you're going to eventually go back to it, but you need to learn how to modify it. Mm-hmm. So I would eat the lentils and the vegetables and the yogurt, but then I wouldn't do the tortillas and the rice or anything. And then if I was still hungry, because my biggest problem was sweets, Greek yogurt with berries and a sweet and low.
I love Greek yogurt.
That's what I did. That's what I did for 2 months. And I meal prepped, which is really important. I meal prepped my breakfast and my lunches and my dinners, because I was in school. I have kids. I have a husband. I had a house to maintain, and I just couldn't cook every day. So that was my nutrition. That's what I did for 2 months. I figured out when I need to cook, how much groceries I need to do, what is the right food quantity for me. Make sure I'm incorporating water, whether I was buying a gallon or whether I was, buying separate water bottles. That's what I did for 2 months. And those 2 months, I lost over 25 pounds just on food alone. Wow. So, Christina, you go ahead and let them know about yours. But that's what I did. That's what worked for me. And I'm going to actually write up my menu, and I'm going to post it as well for all of you. So this is just, a quick talk about what we had. But I am going to put it all down on paper for you as well.
Cool. Yeah, I love it. So my journey was a little bit different from Shikha's. When I was in high school, I ran track and field. So I was always skinny, growing up, I was always skinny. And then I went to college, and then of course, you eat all the nasty food, you eat late night stuff, Taco Bell at 3 a.m, and I was, of course, drinking lots of alcohol. So I gained, I would say I gained maybe a good like 15, 20 pounds. So, I wasn't fat, but I was definitely like a little
bigger than what you were used to be.
Yeah, like bigger than what I used to be. And I wasn't used to that, just because I was like in high school, I was used to, running around in a sports bra and, like running around in my yoga pants. And then
dreams, goals right here.
And then, graduating from college, I didn't feel comfortable wearing that stuff anymore, because I just didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. And then I would say like a low for me was I was shopping in Singapore, and there was this really flowy top that I really liked. And the guy working at the store said, honestly, if you wore that, it'll make you look bigger. And he said, bigger. And I was
bigger,
like,
not even big, like bigger.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh my God, the guy's calling me big. Oh my God. I was so upset. I was 22. So I had just graduated from college. And because when you work a 9-to-5 job, at least I'm sure most of you guys know this, it's really difficult to really carve out time for exercise and for taking care of your body, especially if you are working so much. When do I figure out, when do I eat breakfast? When do I eat lunch? Sometimes you have meetings that go straight through lunch. You have to make time to do all of that. And it's very, very hard to do.
Don't skip your meals.
Yeah, do not skip meals, especially if you do have a pretty solid workout routine. And it's like what Shikha was saying, you need the calories to burn. So if you go to the gym with nothing in your system, you're not going to get much of a workout because you're going to be so exhausted.
What's fueling you?
Yeah, you're going to be
right?
You're going to be destroying your muscle mass is exactly what you're going to be doing.
Very important. The muscle mass is so important. We'll get onto that when we talk about exercise and things, but she's right. You don't want to kill your muscle mass. You're literally going to the gym to build it. The last thing you want to do is counteract that.
Destroy it. Yeah. So for me and my weight loss journey, I had worked with a personal trainer in the past, and I noticed some results, and I did get a little bit toned, but for me, a lot of the fat was around my face, and a lot of people tell me that that's where they noticed the biggest change. And even for me, that's where I noticed the biggest change too, is my face. And then of course, everywhere. And cardio has always worked the best for me. And I started taking SoulCycle probably middle of last year. I'd taken classes before, but I became really religious about it middle of last year. And
SoulCycle.
I absolutely love it. It's an exercise that I truly enjoy. And what I tell people is find what you love, find what you really like. If you like to run, then go running, just do that, because that's what's really going to help you. I love everything about SoulCycle. I love walking into the studio, and I love, just hopping on my bike. I know all the instructors. I just get so much out of the entire experience. And that's what's really helped me lose as much weight as I have. And then coupled with, of course, good nutrition. So for me, I'll do, this is really disgusting. Well, it must sound, I think it's delicious. And
it's going to sound really
when
funny.
I tell people this, yeah,
they
they get incredibly disgusted by it. And I'm like, well, maybe you should try it before you judge. So I take a cup of steel cut oats, and if you're Indian, you know exactly what this is. I take maybe that much, mango pickle,
and Indian,
Indian
achar,
yeah,
achar.
Yeah, I eat that in my oatmeal, and people are like, that is disgusting. Why wouldn't you just eat berries? And I'm like, berries are good too, but I just I love anything spicy, and oatmeal, if you really think about it, is so bland anyway. It's just oats. So you can make it however you want. If you want it savory, or if you want it sweet. And for me, I really love that. For lunch, I'll do usually a salad, and I'll do chicken, and then tons of veggies. And then dinner, I'll do a lean protein, very similar to Shikha. I'll do fish or chicken or turkey. I believe that nutrition is truly a lifestyle change. So if you love sweets, then have sweets. It's totally fine, but everything in moderation. And for me, I noticed the biggest thing was portion control. Because when I was at my heaviest, I didn't have any portion control. And so if I'd go to a restaurant and, I'd get this big plate of whatever, if you go to Cheesecake Factory, it's a massive plate. It's huge. You feel like you have to finish it, but that's not true. You don't have to finish it. So portion control is key. So, if you go to a restaurant and, you get maybe a burger and fries, maybe just eat half the burger and, you have to make
advance.
Yeah.
Have them cut it up in
half.
Advance.
I always cut it in half. Always.
Yep.
So I still honestly eat everything that I love. I love pizza. I love In-N-Out, and I still
You couldn't tell if she was to stand up. I'm going to make her stand up and show you her body. You cannot tell that this girl eats pizza and burgers all day.
I eat pretzels. I eat probably all the worst stuff for you. If any of my SoulCycle instructors are watching this, they'd probably be like,
yeah. But that's why that's why she cycles, right?
Yeah. So everything in moderation. And I think I've talked about this before too. If you're going to have, say if I was going to go have In-N-Out for lunch today, then I'm not going to, that's my cheat meal. And then I'm going to go back to, having a salad and, all my healthy stuff tomorrow. But it's totally fine, I think. And even if you want a slice of cheesecake or something, it's fine. Have it.
Or
but
have the bite or a bite or two.
Or a bite or two.
Satisfy yourself without having to overfill yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to finish it.
Exactly.
When I went to New York with the girls, it's so funny. I was on keto, which I'm just right back on now. And I got there and I said, my biggest problem in life is sweets. I don't have to have bread or pasta or anything for the rest of my life, but you put a cheesecake in front of me and you damn well know I'm gonna eat the whole thing. So So in my 2 months of weight loss, I cut out all soda and anything with sugar.
Sugar is probably what you can easily cut out, and you'll notice the most change the fastest. So like alcohol, like there's a lot of sugar in alcohol. If you cut that out too, you'll notice so many results. Like I mean, I've been drinking a lot the last few days just because there's been a lot going on.
But that's in moderation, right? It's not something that you've changed your lifestyle to accommodate for it. If you know you're going to go out and have drinks, you're going to make sure you go to your Soul Cycle class in the day. You're going to make sure your lunch is a salad, or you're going to do things that are going to compensate for it. You're not just going to downright be like, well, I'm going to have a bagel for breakfast, and I'm going to have a candy bar at lunch, and I'm going to have a sweet coffee for a break. You're not going to do any of those things. They sound delicious, right?
It sounds delicious, but just even like listening to you say that, I'm like, that's a lot. Like, I can't even do that anymore. Like, so it truly is lifestyle changes. And if you go out in public and you see, like someone who's like, really fit and they're eating a salad,
that's why they're fit.
That's why they're fit, because they make those lifestyle changes. And like for me, like I've never really gone with diets. I mean, I've tried diets before, but like if I have something coming up, like, we have a lot of stuff coming up. Like we're going to LA very soon. So I probably will, go on like a temporary diet just so that I like,
She looks more amazing than she already does. She gives us all goals. So we don't stand next to her in our photo shoots.
Like, I'll do a diet for that, like, if I know that I have something important coming up. But aside from that, I mean, like, lifestyle-wise, I don't know. Like, I just think it's so important to, like, don't, like, compromise the things that you love, like, just because you feel like you have to. You really don't have to. Like, if you love ice cream, continue to eat ice cream. Maybe don't eat it every day.
Find a healthier version of it. There's a skinny cow ice cream, which is supposed to be good.
Oh, that's so good. Have you tried it?
Yes, I have. It was so one of my cheats, because once I got to a point where I was like, rewarding myself for doing what I was doing, which is important, you guys. All of us are like, oh my God, till I reach that 20 or that 40 or that 60, I'm not going to touch this, or I'm not going to eat that, or I'm not going to reward myself, or I'm not buying that top, or I'm not investing in. No, stop doing that to yourself. The last portion of this whole topic is a positive body image, and that starts mentally and emotionally. Don't torture yourself.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yes. You can work as hard as the person next to you, and you both will have. Christina and I can do the same routine every day, and our results are going to vary. Our bodies are different. Our hormones are different. Our lifestyle is different. It's going to vary. Our ages are different. Everything is different. So, the only competition you have is the person in the mirror. End of story. Stop looking at the girl next to you who lifts stronger. Stop looking at the girl next to you who runs faster. Stop looking at the guy or the girl next to you who's having the salad and you're having cheese on your salad. Stop it. This is all about you and your mental health and your emotional health. Physically, we already know it's taxing physically. It's tiring. Working out, it's not easy. It's hard to get in there for 45 minutes to an hour and have a real sweat session, not a leisure walk session, like a real sweat session. You're already physically killing yourself to get to where you want to go. Don't do it to yourself emotionally and mentally. And block out all the noise. Anybody who tells you you're so pretty only if you were thinner, block it out, because that's just not all of who you are. That was my weight has been the one constant in my life, like my body type, that has probably kept me down, and I've always been confident in everything else. And when I walked into an event, it's not like I walked in there shy going, oh my God, do I look this way? But I knew mentally I was that way, and that was enough. Mentally was enough. I didn't even need the next person to tell me that I looked a certain way. It was in my own head. Don't do that to yourself. You guys, whatever you have, whoever you are great the way you are. Everybody needs to work on themselves. The hottest model out there is putting in sweat to look a certain way. The heaviest guy at home is controlling himself every time he doesn't take a bite of that cookie or take a sip of that soda. So congratulate yourself on your small victories. It's okay. If you like a pair of jeans and you just lost a size, don't wait to lose another size to go buy them. Because that satisfaction you get when you put on those jeans, it's going to give you more motivation.
It's motivating, yes.
To keep going. Don't kill yourself over it. Love yourself. Be emotionally prepared for the journey. Know it's hard. So Christina and I differ here. This girl actually doesn't get on a scale. She just doesn't. I was scale obsessive. I wanted to see those numbers drop so fast that I could, like, let's say 2 weeks would have gone by and nothing would have changed. And it was really depressing because then you're like, why am I doing this? Do I really need to go back to the gym? Why did I eat salad for 2 weeks? Or why didn't I have cake on my birthday? My 35th birthday, I did not cut a cake. I did not eat cake. No, nothing.
Wow.
I was so strict. And I was so strict for so long because I was determined. And I kept telling myself, I meal prepped on Thanksgiving and on Christmas.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
I did not eat it. And I'm not saying you should do that. I was mentally and emotionally prepared to do it.
Yeah, and that worked for Shikha. That was her nutrition decision.
That was mine because every time someone said to me, why don't you just cheat? It's Christmas or it's New Year's or it's your birthday. I said, I've been cheating for 15 years. I'm not cheating this year. I've been cheating myself and my body for this long. I just want to get it right once. Now, I cut a cake this birthday. I drank on this birthday. I had a good time in New York because I'm finally at a physical, mental, and emotional place where I don't feel guilty doing it. Where I don't care if the guy or the girl next to me is watching me eat that bite. You guys have all been there. You're physically uncomfortable. You're eating something and you're like, who's watching me? This is weird. I probably shouldn't eat this.
Yeah.
You have that fear of judgment. Everyone's been there for some reason or another. I was there for years. Every time I put something in my mouth, I was like, who's watching me and who's judging me? I'm finally not there. At this point, I'm like, I am doing what's right for me. This feels good to me. I'm nowhere near the end of my journey. It's a lifestyle change. I'm on the scale. I want 20 pounds gone. There's a mental number for me. But that being said, when I was working out, there was, I plateaued for about 2 months. Not a single pound gone at all.
And that's very, very common to plateau. And it's a different struggle for everybody. Like everyone kind of reaches kind of like that maximum like phase. Yeah. And it's hard to like, it really depends on the person too. It's hard to pinpoint like, am I not working out hard enough? Like, do I need to change my nutrition? Like that's a very huge challenge for like, I don't know. Like sometimes I feel like I'm plateauing. I'm like, I've been the same like for the last like 2-3 months. You know, is there anything that I need to, I don't know, modify or change? And I feel like it is always modifying and changing, you know, and it's kind of trial and error. You have to kind of see like, you know, like what works better and what doesn't, you know. It's like, well, maybe I'm eating too many carbs during the day. Like maybe I'm eating too many vegetables. Like maybe I should switch to something that's maybe more protein based. Right. And that's, you know, again, you have to just kind of, and you have to. Do you use MyFitnessPal?
I do.
I do too.
It got me through everything. Yep.
Yeah, so for those of you guys that don't know, MyFitnessPal is basically like an app where you can keep track of all of the food that you're eating. And I mean, so I use it like when I really want to get an understanding of I want to see like what am I eating? You know, I just want to see like, you know, my ratio. So it's really cool because it has analytics that'll show you your breakdown of how many carbs you're eating, fats and proteins. So that's really helpful. When I used to work with a trainer, we would look at that, and in the beginning, my diet, I didn't even realize this, was mostly carbs.
Most people's are because it's sugar and like bread of some sort, right? And it's so common because how easy is it to get a bagel for breakfast? Or, and that's, you know, that's it's carbs just what you do. Right there. It's carbs and fat, or pick up that mocha versus, you know, it's very easy to pack it on. I remember, to Christina's point, I actually didn't use it in the beginning of my journey because I just couldn't take it on mentally. I just wanted to learn how to get it right. So I was just more about, okay, I'm eating veggies. Good. I'm eating veggies and I'm not having the bread. You know, that was kind of more how I really simplified it for myself.
Yeah.
But when I used to work in the city, I would stop at Starbucks every day and I picked up a mocha, a croissant, and a cookie. It was 1,500 calories in the morning.
No way. Wow.
My breakfast. And you know what? It was no problem eating lunch after that. And then you're still in the city. You're having a drink later. And then you're going to dinner. No wonder I was where I was at. I was putting so much crap in my body. And then you're not moving. You're sitting at a desk all day. Yep, you're sitting during your commute. And then you're tired to work out. You're like, I'm not going to the gym now. Who has the energy to go to the gym?
Yeah.
So there's so many people out there who are in that same position.
Yeah, and so many people are in that position, and it is so hard to break a lot of those habits.
Yes.
Like I remember when I was at my like probably heaviest, and when I realized like, you know, I need to cut out alcohol, but at the time like I was doing sales, I was working, I forgot where I was working, but like down in San Jose, and I was always going out with clients. I was always going out with my coworkers. I was like, how in the world can I change my nutrition when this is my lifestyle? So a lot of it also depends on your lifestyle. And, you know, it's hard to change a lifestyle, but if it's something that's truly a priority to you, you will find a way to change it. I truly believe that now. Like sometimes people tell me, oh, well, I'm too busy for this, or I'm too busy for that, or I'm too busy to work out. And then I'm just thinking, you're not too busy. It's just not a priority for you. And that's okay, you know?
Christina, I think a lot of those people too, and I was one of them.
I was too.
Think that you have to do it every day also.
Yeah.
They think that just because I ate bad today, there's no point of me working out. Or they think that, man, if I can't make it to the gym this whole week, then I shouldn't go at all. No. If you can go once a week, go once a week. If you can go twice, go twice. Do whatever you can. Everything you do matters.
Everything counts.
Everything counts. Every workout session counts. Everything you put in your mouth counts. Every good decision you make is a small step towards your betterment. So don't say, you know what, I'm going to get the mocha instead of that, whatever, healthier coffee that you should be drinking. Because it matters. It's a 250 calorie difference. It's a sugar difference. It's a difference of you running on that treadmill for 30 minutes versus not having to because you had a mocha or you didn't.
Yeah.
So those little things, they really matter. But at the end of the day, regardless of what we tell you about how to eat, how to work out, we want you to be mentally and emotionally ready for the journey. We want you to not torture yourselves. We want you to know that you're not alone in this. Everyone has gone through it at some level or another. Christina she's half of me, literally, okay? But does that make us any less from each other? No, we're two completely different people on different paths. And I love everything about the way she looks. I aspire for her fitness. I've written this on her posts, especially Soul Cycling. What did I ask for my birthday this year? I asked for a Soul Cycle gift certificate because I was like, you know what? I want to try it. She's swearing by it. She looks wonderful. She's motivating. Why not? So it's okay to follow people and what they do. It's okay to find what's best for you. It's okay to not like something. I may come back to you next week and be like, I hated Soul Cycle. I'm never going back.
It's very possible.
Very possible.
Yeah.
Or I may be like, you know what? We're going to have to take a class together because I love it. Yeah. So find what works for you. Enjoy the journey. Appreciate every bit of success. Don't let people mentally and emotionally torture you. It's your body, it's your mind, it's your soul, and it's your health. It's nobody else.
And one thing that I really love, especially with social media and, there are a lot of people that talk about body positivity now. So now, because I remember in high school, we would talk about, the ideal body is, being very, very petite and very, very skinny. But now it's not really like that anymore, So if you feel, I would say there's no such thing as an ideal body now. Or ever. I don't think there ever was. But I think an ideal body for you is a body that you truly feel beautiful in. You truly feel confident in it. You can go to, Starbucks and, you can eat a freaking cupcake and feel good about yourself. I think that is the ideal body because it's like what Shikha was saying. A lot of it is mental. And the whole thing is mental, because you might look absolutely fantastic, but in your mind, you think, oh, well, what if I lost 5 pounds? Or I don't know, I don't feel good doing this, So all that needs to just go. You need to just forget about all that. And for me, I'm going to be really honest with you guys now. I told you when I was in high school, I was on the track team. So I was used to being trim and lean. And so when I gained weight, you could probably look at me and be like, she's not fat, but she's not super skinny either. So for me personally, I needed to be trim again.
Right.
Because that was just for me. I knew, I was like, I'm not going to be happy until I'm lean again. But that's just me because that's my personal choice. But I have friends out there. I have friends that are bloggers, that talk about body positivity all the time. And they're not, skinny, model skinny or anything, but they are truly confident and truly happy with how they look. And that is attractive. When you see someone beaming with that confidence, that is just...
That's the pull. It's the aura. It's the energy.
It's the energy, the aura. That itself is a statement right there. Confidence.
Yeah. So we hope you guys learned something from us today. We hope we took out some of your fears. We hope we gave you some tips that you can take forward. We really, really appreciate everyone who signs in and engages and listens to us and gives us the opportunity to share our story. For next week, if there is anything in particular you guys want to hear about, we have topics lined up, but we want to give you guys the opportunity to send some in. Let us know if there's something you want to hear about, if there's a demo you want to see, and maybe we'll surprise you next week with something really cool like that.
Yeah, we've been talking about possibly doing a demo just because, Shikha's a hair and makeup artist, so I don't know.
Yeah, and one day she may have to style me on camera because...
That would be so fun.
Because you're amazing at it. You're my favorite stylist. I'm telling you, hands down, end of story, hired for life. So.
I love it. I know. Yeah, because I mean, you guys gave us so many amazing questions last week when we talked about New York Fashion Week. I know today was a little kind of crazy because we were late and all that stuff.
And we apologize for that.
Yeah,
but
that was my fault, so I'm really sorry.
She actually was, you know what, on topic, she was coming from a SoulCycle class.
I was.
She was really trying to get her fitness in for the day because the rest of the day is really busy. So, you got to appreciate that, right? She took a time out for herself to make herself healthy. And then she came on camera in her SoulCycle gear.
Yeah. So. This is not hairspray. This is sweat right now. I hope you guys know that.
Anyhow, we won't keep you any longer. Thank you so much for signing in.
Thank you so much, you guys. Yeah, so make sure to tune in next Thursday. If you guys have any suggestions on topics, then feel free to let us know. And yeah, catch you guys next time. Stay classy.
And stay glamorous.